What's up, everybody? Welcome to the One Ad Away podcast. I'm your host, Nick Priola, and today, I believe this is episode 5. We are going to be talking about top of funnel ads versus retargeting ads, okay? And so I'm actually going to be looming this with a video as well. So you can watch this on my YouTube and see the visuals. You can watch it on the podcast as well because the video shows up, but if you're driving, you shouldn't watch it, okay? So let's get into it. I'm going to talk about top of funnel ads versus retargeting ads, okay? So let me open this here. Okay, so what are top of funnel ads and what do they do? What are retargeting ads and what do they do, okay? So pure top of funnel ads, the goal of these are to build awareness, okay? It's to build awareness and attract new people to know who you are. People need to learn who you are, okay? And so you have to introduce yourself. You pay to introduce yourself via paid ads, okay? Our objective with our top of funnel ads are going to be to get a follow, okay? That's going to be the most optimal. This is proven. It's been proven to work. So we are going to be running follower ads in our top of funnel for now, okay? So what audience is typically going to be in our top of funnel ad? This is going to be a cold audience, okay? People who have never interacted with your business ever, okay? So you could be sending these top of funnel ads out to people who might be following you, and then once they watch the ad, then that tells Instagram or whatever platform you're using, hey, these people are interested, okay? So top of funnel ads, the goal is to build awareness and attract new audiences, okay? Our objective is to get a follow, and the audience is typically cold, okay? So what type of content should we be making with our top of funnel ads, okay? So this is gonna be educational or entertaining content. We wanna hook their attention, okay? We want to hook their attention. We have to, or else we are not gonna get them to follow. Okay, so what we want to do is post something like a really strong hook. Most people, I have the numbers for this, but I believe after the first 5 seconds of your ad, like 20-30% of the people are leaving, okay? I have the numbers exactly, but people leave if you do not hook them in. And if they leave right away, they're not gonna follow you. So what do? We need to have a specific script that's going to get them to follow us, okay? So in our top of funnel ad with our follower ad, okay? You can also tell a story. So really quick, I'm gonna go through the content types. You can do storytelling to share your brand's mission or your new opportunity, okay? So one thing we talk about quite often is our new opportunity versus our improvement offer, okay? So that's gonna be the biggest thing. What is gonna make people want to follow you? Okay, so don't have a boring ad. It has to bring them in. So once again, call out. So this is going to be our framework for a really high quality script. Okay, call out your avatar. Okay, talk about qualifiers and their pain. Talk about their desire. Bring up case studies. Okay, people need to know that you can do this for others. It's going to lower that trust barrier, and it's going to bring people in. Okay, so after the case study, we're going to go to crushing their false beliefs, okay? So for example, and the best part, you won't have to give up a single thing you love, and it'll only take you up to 30 minutes a day, okay? So this should be 30, not 5. 5 might be too unbelievable, but so let's kind of go through it again. Call out your avatar, talk about the qualifiers and the pain, desire, case study, crush beliefs, and then a call to action. Now, what we've discovered, okay, is that if we leave the call of action too late in the ad, your chances of getting a follow significantly decrease. Okay, so we are actually going to add a CTA as well. Really quickly, we're going to subtly add a call to action in between the call out and the qualifiers. Okay, so we're going to do CTA 1 right after the call out and right before the pains. Okay, or you can do in between the qualifiers and the pain and the desire. But we want that to be within the first 15 seconds. Okay, we need a CTA within the first 15 seconds. And that just tells people, like the CTA just has to be to tell people to follow you. Okay. They need to know what to do. So let's just throw this in here. I'm actually going to throw this CTA. CTA 1 is going to be in between the qualifiers and pain and the desire. Okay. So that's going to be our framework for a very high converting script. Okay. Now, what metrics are we going to track with a pure top of funnel ad, with a follower ad? Okay. Now, as we continue to increase our knowledge with ads, we're going to go in, like we can talk landing pages, top of funnel, all these different things. But for now, we're just doing follower ads. Okay. We want people to follow us and see and get to know us, get to like us, get to trust us. Okay. So the metrics that we want to track: impressions, reach, views, click-through rates, and then cost per click. So what we're going to typically find is your cost per follow. And once we get our numbers going, once we have consistency, so what we do in Beyond Organic, we provide a tracker with your follows and then how many calls you book and the amount of revenue that you bring in. So that tells us how much cost per follow we are getting. Okay, so we need to know these numbers so that we can have tangible ways to create, like make those metrics better. So if we have, a cost per follower at $10 per follower, right? We need to say, okay, our ad, let's test out another ad and see if we can get that number down. Okay. But also something to understand is that cost per follower isn't everything. Okay. And that's a whole nother video, but the quality of leads, right? If you're spending $10 per follow and your lead quality is really high, that's okay. And so our objective shouldn't just be cost per follow, but we do want to have these numbers so that we can leverage our metrics. Okay. So that's and I'm actually going to pull up my Miro board here. I drew a little visual. Okay. And I'm not the best artist, but for example, these are a bunch of eyes. Okay. These are like people who've never seen your business, who have no idea who you are. Okay. So these eyes are going to see your top of funnel ad. I'm drawing arrows on my board here. So they're going to see your top of funnel ad. Okay. Now they have X amount of time to decide whether or not you are worthy of a follow, if they want to follow you. Okay. So once they do follow you, okay, let's say you have a really high converting ad, then they go into this little beaker of your new, like I like to say, we throw them into a spider web. Okay. Now I drew like a little beaker here. But I should have drawn a spider web is like my favorite way of describing what retargeting ads do. Okay. So once they see your top of funnel ad, they follow you. Now they go into we can control what they see. We control what these people who just followed you, showed interest in your ad, can see, right? So now let's talk about retargeting ads. Raise your hand if you're listening, if you're watching this, if you've ever looked at one thing once, you've talked about it, and how many of us have thought that Apple or iPhones are listening to us, and then we see an ad. That's a retargeting ad, okay? That is not a top of funnel ad. It's not something we've never talked about before, that we have shown interest in it, okay? So imagine retargeting ads as someone shows interest in something, and then now they're getting thrown all these ads. Like our ad is like the iPhone listening to us when we're talking, so we believe. And then boom, now they're going to see us everywhere. Now you do have control. You have power to decide how much work do I want to put in to get them to stick to my spider web, right? That's why I like to call it the spider web, is because once they follow us, they are now stuck in our world. Okay, so what our goal is with retargeting ads, okay? The goal here is to re-engage and to nurture these audiences. Okay, so now they go from cold to relatively warm, and then the retargeting ads, they just warm them up even more. You're pre-selling them with your advertisements. Okay, so the purpose is to nudge people who've already shown interest, right? Visited your site, watched your ad, engaged with your content toward taking action. Okay. So who is this audience going to be? It's going to be a warm audience, okay? People familiar with your brand, but they haven't converted yet. They've shown interest they followed you, they saw your ad, they clicked on your ad. Another example I like to talk about is when you're scrolling through Instagram or TikTok and you watch an entire reel through, you show interest into their reel, and then you get like 2 or 3 more from the same person, even though you've never seen them before, but you showed interest in their one reel. And then it's like, oh, wow, now their reels keep popping up. That's Instagram's organic like algorithm. That's like their own retargeting, okay? So now we force this into their face and they're in our spider web. Okay, we basically paid to put them into our spider web. All right, so this is a warmer audience. And so what kind of content do we put inside of these retargeting ads? This is the magic. Okay, so what we do now is we continue to crush their false beliefs around what they might, their internal false beliefs, their external false beliefs, all these things that they're thinking in their head, oh, this doesn't work for me, or I can't make this happen because of this XYZ, right? So for example, what you want to do is post testimonials, success stories, okay, behind the scenes, personal content, different call to actions, right? Call to actions are really good because they know who you are. They're like, oh, they look at your content. They saw a couple retargeting ads that crushed their false beliefs. Now they see this ad that gives them a call to action. Hey, all you need to do is click this button and let's hop on a phone call. Okay, like book your call. So for example, and I'm going to pull up my mural board here. I want you to see this visual of this kind of spider web, right? So as you go down into this funnel, this beaker, right, you're going to be in the big cylinder of the big spider web of all of these retargeting ads in your face. They're going to see you all the time, okay? And if you post engaging, if you're crushing their false beliefs, if you are becoming their go-to person for who they get their advice from, you are eventually going to be the only option. And this is what we call the big domino effect, okay? So if we crush all of their objections, all of their false beliefs, eventually that domino is going to fall, and then they're left with us being the only option in there, like to hire, to book a call with, to even just talk to, okay? So as I've mentioned before, it takes somebody 7 hours of content watch to convert from a customer, like just somebody viewing your content, to a client, okay? It takes 7 hours of consuming content. And how do we think, what we want to do is put ourselves in the most high leverage position possible in order to convert somebody. Because if we are just booking calls, right, and they just know our name, they're just like, hey, sure, I'll give it a shot. We're decreasing the chances of them coming into this call ready to buy. We want to basically, right, persuade them without being on a call, before anything, that we are going to be the answer that they've been looking for. They need us, okay? So what happens here, right? So they're in this spider web, and I think when I redo, I'm going to redo this like a little spider web, but there's this, you see this, right? Imagine this is one person. They saw your top of funnel ad, boom, they kind of fall down into this like spider web of your retargeting ads, okay? Now, boom, they get fed your retargeting ad, boom, that's a terrible arrow, retargeting ad, okay? And they're just like, holy shit, this is what I need. Now listen, your content matters, okay? What you are posting in this content, we have to crush false beliefs. We have to create a desire. We have to basically make it so obvious that what they're doing is wrong and what they believe is wrong, and they need to believe what we want them to believe about us, okay, and about our offer. So if you continue to throw new opportunity, right, and this will be a combination of landing pages, DM ads, okay, if you continue to throw these in their face, they're going to turn into a conversation, an application an application form, or a booked call. Okay, so what happens after they have a conversation with you, after they fill out an application, and after they book a call, is that they come to the call basically pre-sold. and basically knowing who you are. Okay. So what the goal here is to basically put ourselves in the best position to succeed. Now you also can have, free resources inside of your retargeting ad. People can, for example, let's say somebody sees your top of funnel ad, they see a retargeting ad with a free resource, and boom, they download it. Okay, now you have their information. Now you can start a conversation with their phone, with their email. You can add them to your list. There's so many things that we can do. Okay. But we are basically just surrounding them with our content and then getting them to be so warm. They have no other option than to book a call with us, fill out an application when that time comes, or right, your setter is going to have a conversation with them, and they're already going to be warm, know who we are, and at least be willing to have a solid conversation with us. Okay. So that's eventually going to be the most, that's powerful. Okay. So coming to the call pre-sold and knowing who you are, your close rate is going to absolutely skyrocket. Okay. If you can go 1 month and if you spend time on your top of funnel, you just need to have 1 or 2 really good follower ads. Okay. And then your retargeting ads, you continuing to warm them up, the spider web, that stuff is going to really, now here's the thing. This is the thing, guys, is retargeting ads, they're not as tangible, right? Yes, we can get some information. If they fill out an application, it's tangible. Okay. Now we have to understand the big picture. We have to understand the big picture. They are warming up. They're continuing to warm up. Now we can talk about how to track those metrics the best way as possible. But what we do want to track, the metrics we do want to track are conversion rate, right? Cost per lead, cost per sale, return on ad spend. And then some of the examples of content, like I said, testimonials, different calls to action. And then the biggest and most important one is going to be objection handling content to address their doubts. You need to crush every single belief, every false belief they have. For example, what I would do is, and what I've done, what I have right now is my top of funnel ad talking about my reverse dieting protocol and increasing food, right? That's what we talk about. So in my retargeting ads, I'm going to have a client testimonial of a client saying, I've eaten more food than I've ever ate and I'm down 20 pounds, right? You keep changing my food with reverse dieting and now I'm down 20 pounds. So then the people who think, man, when I eat more food, I don't lose weight, I gain weight. So then that crushes that false belief, right? And then let's say another person's false belief, an external false belief is, I don't have enough time, right? I'm so busy, I don't have enough time. The next thing is going to be, okay, I'm going to post a testimonial, a short clip of a client who works 70 hours a week, okay, who has 2 kids, who hits all of her gold bars and who's now 20 pounds down. So that crushes that false belief. And we talk about, hey, we've made this program so simple that this mom, this woman who has no time, literally no time, makes it happen because she wanted it so bad. In our program, this new opportunity, it works, right? So then it crushes that false belief. Okay, so now, once again, we talk about the big domino. Internal false belief, crushed. External false belief, crushed. Now they have no other option. That big domino has fallen. They have no other option than to basically think that our offer is the only offer that's going to work with them, our opportunity. And this is why we also having this new opportunity versus an improvement offer, that's going to be super important. Okay. And I'm going to have a whole separate podcast on new opportunity versus improvement offer, but that's not going to be for this one. Okay. So by combining these ads effectively, you can build an insanely strong funnel that attracts new leads and converts them into clients. Okay. And so if you need help, right? One thing you have to understand is we don't know what we don't know. And this is what we do at Beyond Organic, okay? If you need help structuring this for your offer, structuring your top of funnel, your follower ad, writing the script, getting the retargeting ads, understanding retargeting ads, how to crush the false beliefs, okay? Book a call. Let's talk. But first off, watch this podcast, go watch the other podcasts, and continue to understand, that paid ads are going to be the most leverageable asset in your business, and you are going to be shown to more people. Like, for example, I'm going to talk about this till my face turns blue. My biggest thing was that I had less people to sell to. I didn't have enough people to sell to, right? And so that was the biggest thing. Didn't have enough people. And then follower ad, right? That was great. 27K follower ads. And then, right, as you start to get more capital and you're like, okay, you start to be confident, you have enough capital, you put up retargeting ads. And then you see, wow, these calls, my call rate's going up, okay? People are starting to know who I am. They're coming into my DMs knowing who I am. I'm getting a lot of call to actions, and it's just like it flows, okay, through the funnel. And it's all, the thing is that it's all intentional, okay? So by combining the top of funnel and then the retargeting ads, you can build a really strong funnel that attracts new leads and converts them into clients. And then at the very end, we can have bottom of funnel ads, okay? So if somebody books a call with you, you can directly send them ads that continue to crush more false beliefs. That's completely different than the retargeting ads that they saw when they were in the middle of the funnel. Okay, so that's pretty advanced stuff there. We're not going to get too far into that, but that is going to be the podcast for today, guys. That is going to be top of funnel versus retargeting ads, and they are symbiotic. Once again, they go together so well. Okay, it's like lamb and tuna fish, from Big Daddy, right? So once again, this is the One Ad Away podcast, and I appreciate every single one of you who has gotten this far, okay? If you are sick and tired, if you're stuck in the organic grind, even if you've run ads and you don't know how to run a setter, you haven't learned about retargeting ads, guys, follow me, okay? At Nick Priola. I'm going to teach you guys exactly how to do this, how to scale your business. I currently still have a fitness business that's on autopilot, running about $35,000 a month. And now it is my mission to give that back because it changed my life. And have a great freaking day. It is Sunday. Enjoy your Sunday. Go, who are we going to root for? Who are we rooting for in the NFL? I have a little bet placed on the Rams. So go Rams. Okay. See ya.